remember the exact day that I decided to change my life. It was at the end credits of the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, and I had seen what a lifetime of hating yourself gets you. And he didn't turn around until it was too late. Here's the thing, I did not want to be that. So I made a decision. I didn't know what that decision was going to cost me, and I really didn't see the results of that decision right away either. But God started me on a journey. Over the course of 3 years, he took from me every single thing I relied on. He took my company. He took everything I knew about how to make my own paycheck. He took my friends, my family, my partner, everything. Everything that I relied on that made me self-sufficient is gone. And this is what I have found. If you made that decision that you're going to answer the call that God put on your life, what I saw for myself is that he shows you a glimpse of the end of the story young in your life. I was born a cripple. I lived in a wheelchair. God took me out of a wheelchair in a massive healing in front of over 400 people. And then I was so on fire, I went around speaking at public engagements, and I was praying over people and seeing other children get out of their wheelchair, and I saw it and I said, that, I want that. And then my life went completely sideways, and it stayed sideways. For 50 years it stayed sideways. And when I made this decision in this movie, I did not know that he was going to take me through multiple moments of confirming what I had said. Multiple times I would read the Bible and get so excited when I would see Isaiah say, "Take me, I'll go," and I would pray that prayer. And I would see Mary, the mother of Jesus, say, "So be it unto me," and I would pray that prayer. I didn't know where it was going to take me, and I didn't know how hard it would be, because what God is going to do before he can open the doors to you to walk in that glimpse that he gave you is he is going to take away from you every self-reliant thing in your life. He is going to shake the foundations of everything that you built until there's nothing left, until you're completely humble. I look at the story of Moses. He had a calling on his life very young, and then he ended up doing something that he really shouldn't have done, and it would cost him his freedom, and he ran for his life. And then for many, many, many years, he just hid out as a farmer. And then one day God showed up and said, "You're going to public speak." And he said, "No, I'm not good at that." And God said, "Pardon me." I read later in the New Testament where Paul said that Moses was a gifted orator. Only Moses didn't know that he was a gifted orator. What made him a gifted orator is because God stepped in and gave him the gift. When I'm making these videos, a lot of times I think, my goodness, you are not a gifted teacher. And then I realize, well, you're in the perfect place for a miracle, because no matter what I do, God keeps leading me down the same path. Even when I don't like the task in front of me, I cannot stop myself from doing the task in front of me. And this is how you know that you've been called, because what you're being asked to do is far, far out of your reach of abilities, and without God, it would not be possible. You see, I can have someone call me and have them ask me to pray for them, and I have faith that God will heal them because I've been taken out of a chair. And so I see a lot of people healed through the words that Jesus speaks out of my mouth. But teaching, being natural in front of the camera, forget it. I'm every day compelled to share what God has laid on my heart. And every day I get in front of the camera and I say, Jesus, you are far more gifted orator than me, and if you don't speak for me, I will do a terrible job. And I go through so much resistance. When I wake up in the morning, I'm so glad that God has gifted me with life. And I'm so glad that I've answered the call. And I enter the day with a sense of victory. And as the day goes on and He has me doing things that are far out of my skill set, I realize that the dream I had as a child, that vision that I saw of seeing people taken out of their wheelchairs and traveling the world, unless I lay it down and pick up the cross that He's given me, I will not see what I saw.